Welcome back to GreyWolf TV, continuing with the X-Files. This is episode 13 of season 2. The last episode with the cop who discovered the body of an old detective. It all happened to be linked, and she was somehow the result of memory DNA that skipped a generation. She became pretty much obsessed with the same thing the original killer did. It was a pretty weird episode. Anyway, it was thoroughly enjoyable. It was something I've not really seen. I don't think I've ever seen an episode of something like that before. Anything tackled like that before. And John Locke was in it, which was also good. Right, let's carry on. Just keep going. This is episode 13. I can see her breathing.
What the hell are you doing here this late?
Working.
Working.
Doing what exactly?
This hour.
Why would you do that?
22 years I've never seen anything like it.
Okay.
I get one look at the corpse and I'm on the phone to my pal Andy Schneider down at the Mutual UFO Network. I wanted to see if there'd been much UFO activity in the area.
You think this grave was unearthed by aliens, Agent Box?
Well, it has all the telltale signs, don't you think?
If you take a cast to the ground in the area, you'll probably find fresh new tracks leading from here to a garage nearby. Well, some people collect salt and pepper shakers. Fetishists collect dead things, fingernails and hair.
You knew this wasn't UFO related from the start?
Probably.
I suspected as much, yeah.
Yeah.
It took us 3 hours to get here.
The grave. Cut the hair with a pair of pinking shears. Got to wonder about this guy.
Well, at least he wasn't down there with his dippity-doo and his blow dryer. How many bodies did they make?
Dippity-doo.
3 in the last 2 days. This isn't New York, Agent Mulder.
No.
People still keep their doors unlocked here. This is going to scare them. We don't have the manpower or expertise to
That's what
move
I
on
thought.
this with any speed. It's going to be hard to round up anybody on a Saturday.
The compulsion is the result of a complex misplacement of values. The progression of the pathology can be traced from the fantasy stage to the eventual acting out of fetishistic impulses, including opportunistic homicide. A motive which most people, including law enforcement professionals, dare not imagine.
Hi.
Are you looking for a date?
Yes. Do you need a shampoo for chemically treated hair?
You want me to shampoo my hair?
I'll pay extra if that's something out of the ordinary.
He's watching the nails. This guy's a Fruit Loop. Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's really creepy.
Wonderful news.
Don't you touch me! Stay away from me!
Judging from the area,
Poor girl.
she's probably a working girl. Torso, cut all her hair off, took her fingernails. This time he took some fingers, too. Want to see the body? Yeah.
Damn.
The time of death cannot be accurately determined due to what I believe must have been immersion in a cold environment, most likely water.
Yep.
He was ordinary. He didn't look like no freak.
You remember what kind of car he was driving, what color it was? And he doesn't have a record. He's going to be near impossible to find.
Until he kills again, or until we can determine what's driving him.
I read your profile. Sounds like a guy who can't make it with women, which...
It's almost as if it's not enough that they're dead, but he's also got to defile them. I mean, there's a deeper psychosis at work here. It's an unfathomable hatred of women. He's been developing this fetish for years.
That society would otherwise deem unacceptable. Because they are conveyed in a wrapping of untruth, the story. Snow White, Alice in Wonderland. The subtextual themes when the queen orders off with her head, or the prince awakens Sleeping Beauty with a kiss.
I'm in your mythology class.
Uh-huh.
My name's Donnie. I sit a couple of rows over. Did he ask us to read chapters 10 and 11, or 11 and 12?
Oh, I think it was...
People are far too trusting here.
I have to go now.
Don't go.
Let go of the door.
911 call came in from a security officer who saw it happen. She hurt him pretty bad. Yeah, he's definitely our guy.
Who got him?
I think I might better try this investigation if I can focus on the evidence.
What are you suggesting?
That I take the body back to Washington. I could run it through the fingerprint lab there. Really, I just think we're a long way from catching this guy. If we could get a print, we'd have something to focus on. But right now, we're at a standstill.
Were those FBI agents?
If they know it weren't him, why is he still here?
Yeah. What were they asking you?
They thought I was some freak who's been digging up corpses. I don't remember his name. She was Scully. Like that baseball announcer.
At first glance, there's not much to work with. Satin doesn't hold a print real well. There may be a latent somewhere in these blood stains. I suspect the killer wore gloves.
In med school, you develop a clinical detachment to death. In your FBI training, you are confronted with cases, the most violent and terrible cases.
Are you aware that you've been talking about yourself in the second person?
That's never good.
No. Probably is another way of trying to detach myself from it.
You're a very strong person. You've probably always felt you can handle any problem by yourself.
I don't want him to know how much this is bothering me.
And I read in your file that you were very ill recently, that your life was threatened.
Yeah. I think that's what's doing it.
These exposures can leave you extremely vulnerable.
The guy cut her fingers off, right? But not all of them. On her right hand, he left a thumb. I pulled this off the nail polish. There must have been a struggle before he killed her.
Scully got a print.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna modem it out to you immediately to see if you can run a match.
Should have been him.
Are you staying on there, Scully?
You or Agent Boggs didn't call here looking for me earlier, did you?
Did you call Scully?
No, it's him.
Let's put out an APB on Donald Addy Faster, age 28.
I really hope you've got your gun. It's just rear-ended it. Well, that's not good.
She should be here.
She was on the plane. Landed 3 hours ago.
Yeah, but she's shunting off the road.
She was forced off the road. It looks like a white car. Get one of your men and get a sample of this paint and get it on the plane to Washington. You know, people videotape police beatings on darkened streets. They managed to spot Elvis in 3 cities across America every day, but no one saw a pretty woman being forced off the road in a rental car.
No. And today's why we have so many cameras around.
In Florida. Correction. She used to live there.
Could be her car.
Late model white sedan.
Bingo.
He inherited the car.
Get the hell away from me!
What the living hell?
Don't be afraid.
Why is he?
Where are you going?
So he can change appearance. That's a distinct advantage. Yes. There goes the gun. Yes, yes, come on.
Hands in the air! Hands in the air!
How did you find me?
His mother used to own the house, willed it to his sisters. The patrolman saw his car out back. That boy next door, Donnie Faster, the unremarkable younger brother of 4 older sisters, extraordinary only in his ordinariness, but our fear of the everyday, of the lurking stranger, and the sound of footfalls on the stairs, as real as the acceptance that it could happen to you.
What? That's left questions. Okay, that was episode 13 called Irresistible. I'm not quite sure if any of that got resolved. I mean, we've caught the guy. I don't think he's capable of escaping his prison cell. He's not like that other guy who could contort himself. But what the hell was he? that I said it was a weird episode, but that wasn't touched on at all. No one mentioned it. Unfortunately, every person who witnessed him not quite appearing to be the person he is in front of you died, apart from Scully. And I was expecting something at the end there to at least be discussed or mentioned by her. Nothing. I mean, the guy was a crazed, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. The fact he grew up with 4 older sisters that all appeared to be quite beautiful women. Nice hair, nice makeup, nice nails. I think that's where he's come from. We don't know any background any more than that with his mother or anything. That is what the times where this can stem from. Not always, but can do. But how was he able to shapeshift? There's no answers to that, is there? And I'm not going to get any because it was just a solo individual episode. I really enjoyed it. It was very good and quite brutal. Now then, I'll have to just put that to one side because it's not going to be explained. They've managed to catch a violent killer that was an X-File because of what he's capable of doing. But they don't know that. They just think they've just caught a violent killer who was chopping women's nails and hair and fingers off because it was his fetish. And he went exactly as Mulder said he would do, progressing from the necrophiliac side of things from just using dead bodies to living bodies. At a time when that is the last frigging thing that Scully needed. I don't know what's going on with her. I wasn't expecting this. It kind of come out the blue because the last couple of episodes since she's recovered, she's been fine. And this seemed to hit her really hard. She's saying it's as though she's lost her faith and struggling to deal with extremely violent cases. So that's why I wasn't understanding it, because she's a pathologist herself. But this one really affected her. She doesn't want to tell Mulder about it. Looks like she started going seeing. I'm presuming that's an FBI shrink. That's not going to look good on a file if that's official. Or maybe because they weren't in the field, weren't in Quantico and they've done it at a small field office, maybe it won't be mentioned. I don't know how it works. But that was very unusual. I'm not really sure there's much more I can add to that. But that little picture of him as a little kid, he looked an evil little shit there. Sorry, he looked like, that was like a Damien picture. If you haven't seen The Omen, that's what I'm talking about. Right, I guess no more explanation other than that. So now, are we going to see from the next episode a unsure, slightly compromised, emotionally compromised Scully that's dealing with this for some time now? Is this going to be a continuation? I have no idea. I guess all we can do is wait and see what happens in the next episode, which I will be back for in a few days' time. If you do want to watch this in full length, as always, it will be available right here on the channel or on Patreon. If you will watch the full length episode, you can either click the link in the description or click on the join tab for more details there. Right. If you enjoyed the video, by all means, please guys, give it a thumbs up and post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this, because there was no explanation for part of what happened in this episode with this guy in particular. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I will see you for episode 14 next. Until then, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed it. See you for the next one.